What's up, people? Hey, how's it going? I'm right on time today as well. I took a look at the previous live stream real quick. I wanted to see how the audio turned out, and it looked like the game audio was a little bit too loud. It was overpowering the mic just a bit. So, I have hopefully fixed the audio balancing. If I take this to -35, yeah, that should be fine. So you guys should be able to hear my voice. You should be able to hear the game. The game shouldn't be overpowering my voice. And yeah, all is well and good in that department. At least so I hope, anyways. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, there are things happening in the world. Some of them not in America, unbelievably. I know there are other countries out there. Much to my chagrin as an American who only usually receives news very insular to my own country or whatever other individual country is of interest on a given day. Lately, that's been Palestine. But today, it's actually not Palestine, if you can believe it. I mean, there is stuff about Palestine always going on, but there's also some really, really wacky stuff happening in the Netherlands. And by wacky, I mean concerning and indicative of late-stage capitalism, blah blah. I'm a socialist. You kind of know how the line goes already. You probably know what I think of certain political trends being attributable to capitalist superstructures. But first, I think it'd be nice if I were able to actually connect to a Mario Kart Wii worldwide. That'd be good, I think. I've employed a new strategy for keeping a cool head. In situations like this. In this live stream. I have a space heater. It's getting cold outside. And I have it turned to 21 degrees Celsius? Instead of like 23. When I'm not streaming, I usually like to have it at 23 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Because that's nice and cozy for me. But when I'm playing a game like Mario Kart, I like to have it a little bit cooler because I tend to warm up or heat up a little bit as I'm playing. And my cat is about to do a no-no. No, kitty. Come on. Back. Say hi to the stream. Hello. Okay. Okay. Let's do this again. Wario Stadium, sure. She'll try to scratch up my new, well, relatively new. I got her about a year ago. Chair. My nice reading chair. And I can't have that because, reasons. And Venom Snowstorm. This track is very cool. I like it. Let me make sure my list is brought up so I can see. There we go. I seem to have made an error in that now I can't see the chat overlay in OBS. It should be okay, though. I can still see chat on Twitch. Okay. My objective for this time is just I want to drive at least okay. Oh. Off to a great start. I may have taken that guy's box. I'm not entirely sure. Let's start with, I'll start with what's happening in American politics, because I kind of wanted the Dutch politics to be the main event this stream because of how wild it is. The two things that I read up on just a little bit. I saw, just today, I saw that, like, of course, APAC has been very active, and then, what was it? Something, like, EFI? What, something, like, there's some pro-Israel groups in the United States that are very active with respect to political campaigning. They'll donate a lot of money to certain candidates, and they'll try to spend money against certain candidates as well. It's a thing that they try to do. And it's part of the game of politics that, like, every political group and non-profit group kind of does that to an extent. They try to secure politicians that are more favorable to their interests. But the APAC people are pretty goddamn insane. Insofar as they are so committed to Zionism that if anybody displays, like, pro-Palestine sentiment, they will, like, make it their main political effort to get that person out of office. And lately that's been Rashida Tlaib. She was censured a little while ago for saying that, hey, Israel's committing war crimes and we need to do a ceasefire, and like, this is unacceptable. She might have even said that Israel is doing a genocide, all of which is correct. You could say all three of those statements in succession and they would be correct. But the pro-Israel lobby has quite a presence in American campaign politics and things like that. So she kind of got the short end of the stick there. Oh, Gallant Prado. And now they're trying to unseat her altogether. If you're censured as a politician in America, you're stripped of all your committee assignments, but you can still vote on laws and bills and stuff. But obviously you can't do that if you're not in the actual legislative body. Oh. That was really sloppy at the beginning there, but works out. No, I failed the bow dodge. Ah. Okay. Blooper, the best item. Okay. And then apart from that, there's one other thing that I saw a note of. There's been, there was another Republican debate, which I cared about the first one, right? And all of the subsequent ones I did not care about. And nobody else did either. Except for the news media outlets, because, well, that's great for them. News media loves getting them, you know, them ratings and them clickbait YouTube thumbnails. News outlets today are kind of like the prototypical YouTube React channel. Is it like that? They do the political equivalent of cheap React content a lot of the time, you know? And that includes, funnily enough, covering the 4th Republican primary debate, which is like pretty insignificant at this stage of things. You know, the Republican Party has no steam left in it. You know, they're trying and really failing to get rid of Trump. You know, Trump is such a personality unto himself that, like, there's no way the Republican Party is going to get rid of him. The only way they could do that is with Trump +1, basically. It would have to just be like a clone of Trump and then some. But, you know, they can't do that because they can't control Trump. And the Republican Party ultimately wants somebody that they can control because of, you know, their ambitions for, like, Project 2025 and whatever else, right? So there's been a lot of flailing in the Republican Party and also in the news circuit, because the news is very oddly amenable to Republican interests. At times more so than Democratic ones, even the nominally left-wing outlets. I've only ever really heard them say we need a strong Republican Party, and not the Democratic Party needs to be robust in its progressive beliefs. You know, you could probably find that on, like, MSNBC or something. Regardless, I saw that, like, some news outlets were trying to create some hype around, what's her name? Nikki Haley? Which is just dumb. It's desperate. There's no smart option, because the Republicans have, like, backed themselves into a corner. And now there are donors and media outlets trying to say, oh, Nikki Haley is the next big thing. You know, we want her to be the nominee. And of course, they also have to begrudgingly admit the exact reason why it's so stupid that they're talking so much about Nikki Haley is that she has no shot. If you look at the, like, projected results of that primary election, Trump still gets more than 50% of the Republican vote in that primary. So it's like, it's a done deal. You know? Republicans probably like Nikki Haley because she's the sort of neoconservative war hawk. You know, if I had to guess, Trump, like I said, is very hard for the Republican Party to control. Nikki Haley is a war hawk. She is a neoconservative. She's more of like a proceduralist conservative type. And as weird as it sounds to say, she's also a woman. And being a woman under the conservative umbrella means that you basically have to be subservient to the men around you at all times. Otherwise, you're, like, out of step with your own beliefs, and you'll be isolated from all the people in your political camp. You know? But all of those factors of desirability making Nikki Haley very easy for the Republican Party to control, and just as radical as Trump, if not more so, in her policy beliefs. Because remember, Trump doesn't really believe anything except that he's racist. All of those pluses in the mind of the Republican Party cannot overcome the fact that she has zero chance at getting the nomination because she's not popular enough. She doesn't have enough of a personality, and she can't have enough of a personality because then she would be too much of a refutation of conservative gender norms for them to be comfortable fielding her. This is, again, another example of the Republican painting themselves into a corner with the kind of candidates they select, or the kind of candidates that they have. That makes sense. But, you know, another excuse for me to laugh at the right wing as they're sort of flailing. You know, I kind of shook my head in confusion at Reuters when they said, like, oh, well, Nikki Haley's surging in the polls. Like, yeah, sure. I'm sure that 11% support is real nice. Haunted Gardens. Hopefully 1v3 shows up today. I really want to talk about that Dutch politics stuff. It'd be a shame if he wasn't around to to hear me go over it, because a lot of this stuff is very new to me, and I'm sure he would know more than I would with regards to unfolding events. And indeed also for the thing that, like, already happened, but has, like, significant discussion to it. Dumb. This track used to be haunted woods back in the day. I remember the old school version of this track. Way back in the day. This is a very front-running track, I'm pretty sure. I was kind of thinking there is where I might run into some trouble, because I don't remember 100% which route is faster, but it worked out. And I'm in second. I'm actually okay with being in second here, because I didn't have a mushroom, still don't. I'm just going to follow this guy, and fortunately I now do not have to take a blue shell. I just have to worry about people behind me who would probably have red shells, if anything. Although, what's unfortunate is that they could also have mushrooms or something more potent. You know, in first place, all you got to worry about is the occasional red shell and the once-in-a-blue-moon blue shell. Back here, I don't have to worry about blue shells, but there's a little bit more of a threat from third place, even though I've got a pretty good lead over them. A little bit of Mario Kart Wii analysis, and why sometimes it's actually better to be in second than in first. It really is all about that blue shell. I'd be kind of surprised if there wasn't a blue shell this whole race. Anyway. I'll check this forward, but I don't think it's going to do anything. What's up, Chain Chomp? This track is a very nice drive, scenic drive. And it's actually not too difficult. The arrows make it very evident where you're supposed to go. Very nice stuff. Cool. Okay. Netherlands time. Who's ready for Dutch politics? Now, if anybody knows more about Dutch politics than I do, please chime in. I am a silly American, and I'm going off of what I am reading on Wikipedia and my understanding of general politics, as it would also apply to the Netherlands with what few details I have. But if I'm missing something, please fill me in. First off, recently there was an election. In fact, just this month, in literally just 1 week ago, November 22nd, 2023, there was an election in the Netherlands. A legislative election. And unfortunately, the far right came out more or less on top. Nobody got a majority. There are too many parties in the Netherlands for anyone to get a majority outright. They would have to coalition build. 77% turnout. I can only salivate at those numbers, given that I am an American, and presidential elections here have a 50 to 60% turnout rate. But the far right Party of Freedom got the most votes. They only got like 22%. No, it was like 23%. Anyways, they got a plurality of the votes, not a majority, but a plurality. And then GroenLinks, the Green Left Party, came in behind them with like 18-ish%. And of course, the guy in charge of the Dutch far right party looks downright cartoonish. I'd be at this point, I'd be kind of disappointed if he didn't look that way. No way. I'm dead. I might have taken that guy down with me. Yeah, I did. Well, I took somebody down with me. If I'm not mistaken, the platform that the Dutch right-wing party ran on was like almost purely based on Islamophobia. Like, I think their campaign promise was something like, "Hey, vote for us. We'll tear down mosques and stuff." Like that's what they were saying, leading up to the election. Yeah, red shell. Here's... Ooh, blue shell. Methinks they're a little bit too far ahead for that to matter. Yeah. Really seems like it. Why is he going that way? Isn't that way slower? Huh. Maybe they know something that we don't. Or that I don't. I don't know if anybody else does that on this track, but you can cut that turn pretty, No! Oh my god. Dang. I flubbed at the end. But that's okay. 4 player... yeah, sure. 4 players is a good casual room. Let me go to the article here. Elections had expected to be held in 2025, but a snap election was called after the 4th root cabinet collapsed. That's right, the Dutch government collapsed. Here. Due to immigration policy disagreements. The right-wing populist party won the election, and their promise was, I believe, to, like, tear down mosques and shit. Pretty cringe, if you ask me. Being, like, so Islamophobic that you just design your whole policy around that in the year fucking 2023. Alright. I had a feeling that that's the part where I was going to struggle. Rat. I thought. Ooh. Got him! That ought to slow him down. Now, I don't know how to do this part. So, regrettably, he's gonna gain ground on me here. Just need to get rid of that. It's much better. Oh, shit. Kind of shot me off to the side there. Ignite him. Mess him up. Aha. Okay, I figured out how to do that part. Too little, too late, but eh. I feel like I definitely raced better than him that race, which is good. It's just two-player room. It basically comes down to who gets the blue shell. All right. See, damn it, there was news report about like the ambitions of the far right party basically just being, yeah, we want to destroy mosques and shit like that. Because the far right, keep in mind with the far right, they never actually have a platform. All of it ultimately comes down to the Jews or the Muslims or the whatever minority group, right? Or if you're in the Balkans, just everybody in the neighboring countries in the Balkans, right? So this far right party is basically just people's unmitigated angst, unmitigated, undirected, stupid, raw, primal angst, and they're like, who's the party that I can vote for when I'm angry, and that's this. I don't want to, again, I don't want to seem like I'm lauding myself on a platform or anything. Nerd of MKW, thank you very much for the follow. This might be quite a bit of tonal dissonance when I'm talking about Dutch politics. Hello, welcome to chat. Yeah. If I had to make a prediction, these elections, the Dutch 2023 elections, will lead to the government collapsing, just like the Mark Rutte cabinet, just like the cabinet before that. Because the far right doesn't actually have any policy. They're not interested in policy. Do you have Discord? I do. In fact, if you type !Discord, you can get an invite to the Discord channel that I have that relates to my live stream. Not sure if the invite has expired. If it has, I will quickly go over to Nightbot and set it back up again so that it has a proper invite. I still don't know how some streamers do the thing where you have like a permanently good invite, like it doesn't expire. I don't know how people do that, but I'm anxious to get that up and running if I can as well. You can get a perm invite? Yeah, okay. I'll have to do that then. After stream today, you can teach me? I'm sure I can just look it up. Yeah, after stream today, I'll get a permanent invite and set that as the link that Nightbot gives you in chat. Juanito. I feel like I recognize him. Juanito. I don't know who else I recognize here. I know this guy's Demo Man from Team Fortress. Love that game. What's your Discord username? It is Y2K, number 7845. Here, actually, while I'm watching this, we're on lap 3, but... Or... Instant. If this isn't something I could do as a snap of the moment thing, I'm gonna have to vote for a track pretty quick here. Then I can talk about the next thing. I do have music and texture pack for this game. Nice, I do as well. And I made the music pack. I did not make, well, I mean, I just took fun textures that I saw and then fun music that I like and added it into the game. So I guess this is my own custom music and texture pack for Mario Kart Wii. I think some of the regular tracks have a nighttime filter over them because I think it looks really nice with a night filter on some of the tracks. It's very easy on the eyes. Okay, okay. I understand how to... anyways, I have to go. See you and good luck with stream. Well, thank you for coming out, and, you know, Godspeed. Have a good one out there. Okay, I know how to do the permanent invite thing now, so I'll get to that as soon as I have the opportunity. The stream only grows better with every day. What? We're playing Peaks? Dude. It's a good thing I'm probably the only person in this room who knows how to play this track. Well, here goes all my red shells. Nice. And with that, I've basically won the race, I think. Pretty uneventful. Anyways, I guess I could... that actually opens me up to talk about the other thing in Dutch politics that I wanted to mention. Oh, shit. Not good. Okay, there we go. That's a good wall trick. I lost a bunch of time, though. So the other thing in Dutch politics is not a very recent thing. You know how there's always like a set of famous scandals in each country and whatever, and when people kind of get introduced to politics, that's what they learn about. I guess in this instance, that's kind of what's been happening with me and with learning about Dutch politics. So apparently, chatter of mine, 1v3, shoutouts to them. You fool! I lived. Mentioned something called the Dutch child care benefits scandal, which I assumed was just like a right-wing minister in government or something like that, committing childcare benefit fraud or whatever, like welfare fraud, and getting a bunch of money, and like giving the welfare administration a really hard time. But no, actually, apparently it is much worse than that. Literally the first paragraph that I read on the Wikipedia page for this thing was, yeah, the Dutch child care benefits scandal ended in 26,000 parents being wrongfully kicked off of their child care benefits and had to pay tens of thousands of euros to the government that they were entitled to. And I was like, holy shit. Like, imagine if somebody just came to your door and said, yeah, sorry, you committed fraud. We don't have any evidence of it, but you have to pay us $10,000 now. And they're like a tax man or whatever. And of course, as is the case with every single economic thing ever, but especially economic scandals, the details are really complicated. But ultimately, what happened was, like, initially there were real concerns of fraud and stuff like that in the welfare administration. So the government started to crack down on fraudsters. Now, of course, this is the first red flag, because any neoliberal government looking to crack down on misuse of welfare, where do they instantly go? That's right, poor people and immigrants. That's exactly what the Dutch government did. There were some people genuinely misusing the welfare system, some childcare benefits, like companies and third-party contractors and like all that kind of stuff. And some like random Dutch Bulgarian gangs. Very, very odd to read that part of it. But then they started implementing, and I kid you not, an actual collective punishment scheme of, like, they called it 80-20 guilty innocent or whatever, where it's like, yeah, if we suspect a certain department or whatever, or a certain company of committing fraud, which companies do, we're gonna penalize 80% of your clients, and the other 20% are off the hook. Which is, like, I read that and I had to double take, because I still don't understand what the fuck kind of logic you would have to be operating on to arrive at that conclusion, that would be a good policy decision to do, especially in response to something as sensitive as, like, the welfare system. People depend on that shit to survive. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to be so zealous in cracking down on people that misuse it. 3 shocks? Really? I didn't notice, because I am so good I avoided every single one of them from being a target shock. Also, welcome to chat, DWT89. Very nice name convention. But yeah, the whole process, the whole, like, scandal was a big mess of, like, poor parents getting thrown off of childcare benefits in the like the 2000s and 2010s. It was this like 10-year ordeal full of like investigations and hearings and whatever. And in court, innocent families who had not committed fraud were like helpless to convince the court to give them the payout from the welfare system that they needed, because it was like, okay, the new rule we established with collective punishment means that even if you're innocent, if you're in the 80% that we deem to just be like potential fraudsters, you don't get your money back, even if it gets proven that you weren't a fraudster. Like, even if there's no evidence that you committed fraud, you know, you still don't. And it took a long time. It was only like a couple of years ago that the Dutch government finally started paying out benefits to people who had been screwed over. Yeah, I know how to do the thing on this track. Let's kind of follow that guy absent-mindedly. Also, DWC89, I'm sorry to, like, steal the time away from you with your comment. If you got shocked, I'm so sorry. Holy shit. Nobody deserves that shit. Especially, like, on Mushroom Peaks? Jesus. Track is hard enough already. Okay. Well then. Okay, here goes nothing, I guess. Whew. Nice. You know, I'm pretty good at the video game sometimes. Been known to happen. What am I cooking with these lines, dude? I genuinely don't know. All right, 3 for 3. I think we go 3 for 3. Hell yeah. I'm playing pretty sweaty right now. I'll be real. This is not usually how I like to play, but it's this track, so I know if I don't play like this, I'd just get blown out instantly. And while I'm not exactly concerned about winning, I do want to feel like I'm racing well. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Just thinking if I hold this. That's the line. There we go. Sick. I still don't know what that ending part is, how to do it, and I don't particularly care to learn because you know. It's better than I usually do on that track. Here we go. I can actually read some more details from the wiki article. The Dutch childcare benefits scandal is a scandal in the Netherlands concerning false allegations of fraud made by the Tax and Customs Administration while trying to regulate the distribution of childcare benefits. It's really easy. I expect it would be. It looks pretty simple from what the guy did on the minimap. Between 2005 and 2019, authorities wrongly accused an estimated 26,000 parents of making fraudulent benefit claims, requiring to pay back the allowance they had received in its entirety. In many cases, this sum amounted to tens of thousands of euros, driving families into severe financial hardship. Yeah, not good, as it turns out. Taking benefits away from families is really bad. And there are a lot better ways to try to eliminate the risk of benefits fraud than just like prosecuting everybody in sight that might have committed it. I don't pretend to know the complexities of a government administration. That stuff is really complicated, but it's usually it's usually attributable to something that doesn't just amount to cracking down on people that use the welfare system. Like you would have to first remove all the incentives that would exist to do welfare fraud and things like that. Instead of worrying about like prosecuting it as a crime. And once you've removed the majority of those, or like, God, I'm talking in really abstract terms here, but like once you've eliminated all the potential reasons that somebody would feel like they would stand to profit greatly by doing welfare fraud or something like that, you know, you've made it no longer profitable to do, even if you get away with it or something like that, then you can worry about, like, prosecuting people that do it. What's up, Dio? He's using his ult. What the f— Okay. Fucked up on that ramp. Those are really fun ramps. Whee! That actually kind of worked, which is wild. How did I not get hit by that? Hello? Okay, I'm getting hit by this one. Ooh, mushroom. I shouldn't have gone for that. I got away with it, but it's not like... Jesus. This is a very wacky race thus far. It seems, anyways. What's up, Dio? Give me that mushroom. Yeah. Hanging out with Dio and Buwamp. Nice try. Ah, he knows something that I don't. What's up, Dio? I meant to throw that forward, but oh well. Frankly, I think I'd rather Dio be in first for now, because I don't know if there's going to be another blue shell or something. Oh, okay. Well. Of course, we're wrestling for first place. But, this is scary. I'm anticipating a blue shell. Dio, you can have first. I'm taking second. Yay. My strategic brain served me well there. There's no way I was getting around that triple green shell, so I was gonna get lag bumped and owned by a green shell. And then probably get squished. Alright, sick. Yeah, I remember reading this earlier. Apparently there was, like, early on, the Dutch government found that there was some, like, actual loophole where, like, companies could commit fraud. But then that would be cause to pursue the companies and the executors over that, not the families that, like, bag lap one, do shortcut, easy fourth place. Nice. You love a good consistent strategy. I think, okay, I think I have, I've got a little bullseye in my brain of the whole, like, the issue with this, child care benefits scandal and whatever, and where it all went wrong. The issue came in the fact that the government tried to prosecute any individual person for, misusing welfare, benefits. Welfare fraud does not happen on a large enough scale vis-a-vis individual people and, like, a family by family for there to be, like, 26,000 families that are guilty of that fraud. No. If it's happening at that big of a level, which it very well might have been, the fraud is almost always attributable to some corporate entity, right? So, like, I think the Wikipedia article mentioned that, you know, these child care companies, they would also often do, like, babysitting stuff. And like, they would do some sort of fuckery with the employment documentation, and then they, like, wouldn't pay out the benefits to the families, or they, like, wouldn't tell the families that they were on the hook for some stuff, resulting in people not paying but not knowing that they were on the hook, which isn't their fault. And in that case, that's an instance, or those are instances where you have to pursue the company for that, not the families. You know, the families shouldn't be penalized for that whatsoever, because they don't know, and they couldn't know. Not really, anyways. Yeah, it's just never a good idea when there's a service that is used by people in financially vulnerable spots. Even if somebody is misusing that system, the answer is, like, never to pursue criminal action against that person if you're looking to actually solve the problem, you know? But like I said, government administration is excessively complicated. And the unfortunate truth is that a lot of times, there's like a... I mean to use both of my items there. There's like a blurred line between people trying to fix the problem and people kind of, like, not really caring that much about fixing the problem, and like, just doing what the rules say and shit like that. I don't know, look. I think my point just stands. You know, prosecuting poor people is a bad idea when we're talking about, like, welfare uh, scandals, benefits, whatever. So. Yeah, that's what I get, I suppose. Got hit by my own red shell. I've been hoisted by my own petard. Okay. We gotta go extra tight here. I don't know how I got fourth. Six players. Damn, these guys wearing a pinstripe suit? That's crazy. I'm gonna keep that open in case 1v3 joins chat, but I will stop talking about it for now, because again, like I said earlier, my knowledge of Dutch politics is very limited. I have a knowledge generally of how politics works, and I'm able to apply that to various countries, but, you know, I'm sure I'm missing some details and stuff like that. And of course, the country I most frequently apply it to is the United States, because that's where I live. That's where all the politics happens that immediately concerns my life. And some such. Actually, turn this down a little bit more. It's actually so nice now that you basically only get 150cc. 100cc is, like, a little bit awkward, and then mirror mode is a nightmare on custom tracks. Okay. Yeah, I remembered that. I remembered at least that existed. Barely avoiding everything here. Yes. I got the chain. Another mushroom? Dude. I don't know. The guy's lagging, it seems like. Or maybe I'm lagging. Either way, it looked like he hit something, but he didn't actually. What's up, Dio? No, I didn't get a box. Lame. Probably gonna get redded now. Good. I hit the fake item, but it all worked out. I think I'm probably just gonna cruise in second place here. For that exact reason, that there might be a blue shell. It's EO, you weird fucking asshole. Alright. Shit. Yeah. Nice. I had to hit that banana. It was actually required. Not many people online today. I guess it is a school day / work day. It's like early mid-afternoon. So. Anything else to talk about? Yeah. Oh yeah, there was actually. Some shit going on in Myanmar. So okay, how do I even approach this issue? Myanmar currently is in a state of civil war. Big country, relatively close to India, a little bit to the east. And the civil war that's going on right now is between the military government. There's a military junta in Myanmar. And then there are pro-democracy insurgent groups that have picked up arms and have decided to militantly resist the government because they were like within a hair's breadth of having a functioning democracy over there, despite the dire material circumstances. And I don't think people are so willing to give up on that, you know? But as it so happens, it seems like generally the war, the civil war, has been turning up more in favor of the rebels lately. They control a lot of territory, like in the east and in the north. I think there's like I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe because civil wars nowadays are always super messy and like convoluted. But the point is that the pro-democracy rebels are doing well in this fight, and that's good because I like democracy, and I think that's good when democracy people are winning. Okay. Oh yeah, this revolution, because I do believe it is kind of like a revolution, civil war that will potentially result in a massive regime change, is mostly being spearheaded by young people, and this is a pattern that exists with most major conflicts, at least ideologically, politically driven conflicts. You can look at a lot of civil wars in history, a lot of revolutions and things like that, political revolts, and they are going to primarily involve young people fighting on the front lines. People. I don't know what it is about people when they're young versus when they're old, but I guess it tends to be the case that people when they're young are at their most politically involved, most ideologically, I would say ideologically driven, but like they care the most. It seems when they're about my age, and I mean, true to form, I care a lot as well. So, you know how that goes. Um, Sorry, I'm concentrating on racing a little bit. Can't talk too much. I got smart. Okay. That'll let me pass. I'm gonna win. Nice. I won on Incendia Castle. Long track. Really long track. The other thing I wanted to say, I think, about Myanmar is that like there's a backdrop to this civil war that like goes back quite a ways. Until like the 2000s, I want to say the country was a military dictatorship, and then there was I don't remember if it was like a coup or a revolution or whatever, but the government was ousted and replaced with a very flawed like attempt at a democracy. Like it was something, which is more than nothing. Uh, and the regrettably that government made too many compromises with the military, including basically allowing them to persecute Muslims in the country, and as a result of that, it left a severely weakened civilian government, which was couped in 2021. And believe it or not, there's a clip out there of a like I forget if she's like a yoga instructor or Pilates or whatever, but she's like a fitness instructor in the capital city, and she's doing her exercise routine with the road to the capital in the background. Like there's a big bridge, and you can actually see as she's recording, she doesn't realize it, but there are military vehicles, like a big giant convoy of military vehicles drove across the that bridge, and people were like, holy shit, did we just watch a coup happen, like a military coup? And sure enough, that is the only surviving documentation of that coup d'etat. Like that coincidence of this woman like recording her exercise routine is like the only footage that exists of this military coup. And, like otherwise the world wouldn't have really heard about it until after it happened. And ever since then, the civilian government in exile and various pro-democracy groups and protesters and well insurgents have been attempting to retake the country. Which is based. Alright, let's go down here. I don't have an item. This is a dangerous position to be in. Thanks. Okay, cool. No longer in such a dangerous position. That guy's long since passed the finish line. Bonk. Jeez. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. Man, this room's really small. Hmm. Yay. What do I wanna drive this time? Or oversee? I don't know. Bowser's Termination Station is always a classic. Six King Labyrinth? Alright, you're trolling. Sick. Alright, Obstagoon's Palace. That's something. I was mentioning last time, this track is kind of hard on the eyes. But I like it all the same. I think after stream, I'll do the thing with Discord. I'll get that Discord link up and running, the permanent invite. And then I want to maybe read some more 1984. If you can believe it, I've never read that book. Didn't have to read it in high school, didn't have to read it in college. Kind of understood the things that the book talks about, but not like to place it specifically in the context of that book, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I didn't need to read it, because it's really good, and I think everybody should read it. But you know. I'm playing a little cutthroat right now. Yeah, okay, I deserve that. I'm gonna put the banana around that corner again. Thought so. Mm. Oh, sick. I'm now in first. Ah, I see. Ooh, a mushroom. Oh. Excuse me. Wasn't the cleanest, but I managed. I see. Epic gameplay. Thank you. Very cool game. I knew that banana was there too. I don't know why I ran into it. Damn it. Now I'm just not driving well. Ah, well. Ow. Okay. Hopefully we get a little bit of a bigger room. Five is nice. Five is a good size, but okay, 6. I mean, I'm asking ye shall receive, I suppose. Yeah. You know, in the absence of specific political events to talk about, I'm reminded of something that I've noticed over the past few months, which is that politics in the United States has become surprisingly directionless, if that makes sense. It used to be that there was always a sort of through line of, like, as awful as they are, Republicans driving the narrative, like the Republican Party driving the narrative of the outrage machine, right? Where they would create some fake outrage and the left would have to respond and be like, no, it's not a real thing. There are these real issues that you have, like, taken a tiny fraction of and, like, blown up into another huge thing, right? Like, I don't know how many people have seen it, but there's, like, this really good Google graph of the search instances or, like, news reportage instances of things like critical race theory, grooming, and, like, woke and whatever over time. And it corresponds perfectly where there's, like, 2 or 3 months where one of those is the current manufactured outrage, and then the moment people get tired of it, the next term emerges. And this was, like, kind of the modus operandi of the Republican Party for the longest time. Like, they did this so much and with such effectiveness for like quite a while. But then ever since I think the it's been like the 2022 midterms, and then the Speaker of the House debacle in 2023, and then this recent Speaker of the House fiasco where they, like, haggled and finally got Mike Johnson in the position or whatever. And especially the internal party discord and, like, lack of leadership since they've come at odds with Donald Trump. They've had, like, nothing. They're that through line that I mentioned of the manufactured outrage. It's like it's not there anymore, which is wild. You know, like the Republican Party. I mentioned this in my video about the Republican debate. They've kind of run out of steam. I'm gonna. No way, dude. Wow. Okay. And as weird as it is to say, it feels like politics is a little bit gone quiet in the United States since the Republicans are, like, they've lost their luster, as it were. You know? I'm not gonna bomb you. That would just be too mean. I'm gonna hold on to this, but I want to throw it forward at some. Near miss of that banana. I don't think I'm gonna get the opportunity to really do anything with that, so I'll just do that with it. I don't really have a great spot to use these, so I'll just use it to catch up a little bit. The thing that made me realize about like politics being directionless and stuff, I had to take a breather there. Was actually the when Israel started to well, commit genocide against the Palestinian people. Is that finally there's this like there's a narrative again. There's a genuine like spectacular political event or controversy around which people can really get animated, and like where there's a very consistent, almost global through line. You know what I mean? Because the right wing outrage machine, it seems in the United States, has gone a little bit dormant, or like people have grown tired and numb to it. So now there's the new outrage that was like genuine and not just made in some artificial party machinery. And that made me realize how quiet things were otherwise. Did they not know you can trick off those? Nice. What? Why is that going for me? Shouldn't have been going for the guy in front. Yeah, whatever. Man, why is this track only 3 laps? Seems awful short. Come on, man. I gotta get something. Eh. Ouch. Eight players, that's something. What am I thinking about right now? I'm thinking... Bye. Oh, bye-bye. Have a good one. I am thinking about Minecraft. I was playing Minecraft earlier. Game's fun. I actually really like to play creative mode in Minecraft a lot of the time. I don't stream that super often. I've done streams of that in the past. I think I did the live stream where I built that big apartment building. I did the live stream where I built another smaller apartment building. And then I did a live stream where I built a gigantic farm. That was cool. But I also like building houses and stuff like that. There's a lot of very cool aesthetics that you can use for houses. You know, and I'm more used to building that than I am other like commercial or non-residential buildings. So that's usually what I do in the creative world. I actually kind of want to find some nice ways to build small shops, so I can do like mixed use zoning. You know how sometimes you'll see those things that are those buildings that are shops on the bottom, but they are uh, apartments or somebody's house on top of that. I really want to do that in Minecraft, but it like what's preventing me from doing that, I think, is just I don't know how I would approach the bottom floor shop thing. You know, get that. Okay. You know, I'm kind of surprised that this track is still in the pack. Probably for the same reason that, like, Castle of Darkness and fucking Final Grounds are still in the pack. Because comp players can't get enough of their, like, Kaizo tracks and shit. But I honestly, I think that it's a little bit long, a little bit lacking in terms of features. And, you know, I think there's just better tracks out there that could be in the pack. There we go. That's how you do that section. You have to release your mini turbo right there. Give me this box. Oh, let's see. Let me just start getting rid of these. Great, another red shell. And another red shell. Oh boy. My supply of red shells is truly limitless. Have another one. Ooh. Got shocked into the box. I only got a green shell, but, you know. I think I built a couple of non-residential buildings in Minecraft. I built some well, I've built some transportation networks. I've built like some rail stations and railroads and stuff. I want to build some like smaller shops though. I built like a restaurant. I built a couple of farms. But I do kind of want the area to feel like a Minecraft city where there's stuff to do. You know? Maybe I can make a big old PvP arena or something. I don't know. I'll have to dig deep and go back to my days of playing on the It's Jerry and Harry server or whatever. Because there are a bunch of cool mini games. Let's do Sahara Hideout. Crack is cool. Excuse me. I did also, I'm very proud of my ability to use like NBT editor and stuff, even though it's like super basic what I did. I was getting tired of the fact that I was building just on a super flat world with like sandstone. Even though that's good for messing around with redstone and stuff. It's like I don't think that it would be especially difficult to do that on a not super flat world. So what I ended up doing was taking like all of the pieces of the world that had been generated before and just put them in the same seed in a non-super flat world. And then walled it off because there were there was like oceans and stuff encroaching on the water. Made sure that like that would be all well and good. No. Dang it, I didn't get a box. What? What is that collision detection, dude? Okay, I'm having to remember how this track works. You can get over there? That's it. I'm in second. Huh. Okay. Well. Nuh-uh. I don't want any. He tried. He really tried. Thank you for powering me into the box. That... No, what the fu- Dude. I swear that's placed perfectly to fuck with you like that. That was bizarre. It looked like it was following the direction that I was facing. Like, well. Come on, give me something. Green shells. How much I can do with these, so. Don't hit me. Okay. It's all well and good. Tried to pow them all around the turn. I don't know if it worked too well. It? Alright. Out of, I think, 9 people? That track is confusing. A lot of things are not easily discernible on that track. I don't know how exactly to describe it. Yeah. That's probably the best thing I can put to it. Yes, let me vote. Can I sneak this in? Here, hold on. Invite people. Okay, I'm back. What the fuck was that? What? Why did OBS just disconnect me? Okay, I'm dead. Anyway, type underworld. the bad trick on that. I keep getting bad items, I think. Like, I got a POW, got a lot of shells last race, not a whole lot of mushrooms. You know. There we go. Alright, sick. No, what? The same thing happened again? Oh my god, dude. I think I remember how you do that part, and it's really stupid. God, I think they need to fix that, honestly. No way! Ah, I can't drive right now! Dude. At least this is 3 laps. Give me that. I'm gonna chain at least. Okay, I got some mushrooms. That's decent. And somehow I'm back up to 2nd again. Okay. Barely. Okay. So I have to do this. Yes. Okay. I have to target an area of the track that's not, like, super far off course there. I see cheeky bastards trying to get me to tank the blue shell. Little did he know, I suck at driving today in particular, so... No tanking a blue shell on your behalf, sir. That was bizarre. What the fuck? Oh, great. And then they target shock me. What the fuck has this race been? This has been super hectic, and I'm still probably going to get at least 3rd. Which is strange, to say the least. Oh, great, a bomb. All the good that'll do me. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try to cut this super tight. Okay, bump. Jesus. I feel like I was so robbed that race. Not in terms of, like... just because of fucking OBS doing its thing, or rather not doing its thing. And then because of, like, I just completely lost my concentration. I still gained points, but you know what? That's a nice consolation prize. I got fucking robbed, and I couldn't drive for shit, but I still got points. Ugh. Wow. Okay. All right, Nightbot. Let's do the thing. There we go. And now that's the permanent invite link. So now if you type !Discord, it will give you a link that is permanently valid if you're interested in joining the Discord. Just fix that up right now. As I said, the stream quality is getting better as we speak every day. Seriously, this is a way better setup than I had when even just a year and a half ago when I started doing this. Like, if you take a look at one of my streams from this time last year, or earlier, and then you watched one of my streams recently, the quality difference is nice, is night and day, really. Oh, it's something very nice. Okay, you get a mushroom. Fair enough. Oh shit, I didn't mean to combo him like that, but that was sick. Dude, if I make a new, like, Mario Kart Wii comp of me just completely whooping people with items, that's gonna be in it. I'm watching this guy like a hawk. Oh shit! 2 in 1 race! That was amazing. God, I wish I could clip that, but I'm driving right now. I know what to do with this. Blue shell, please. It would be very cool if there was a blue shell. But failing that, I will take second. I will absolutely take second. I think I raced phenomenally at this race. That was great. That was a great race. Whoever's watching, whoever's in chat, I hope you saw that, because that was probably some of the best driving of my career, even though I got second. The funny thing is, right? I wanted to do when I threw that banana and the red shell at the same time. I did want to throw the banana and then throw the red shell at him, but the way I did it was totally by accident. It went way better than I ever could have planned for, because initially I was gonna wait for him to round the corner and then throw the red shell, but like by throwing them at the same time, he hits the banana and then is too slow to avoid the red shell. Because I guess it accidentally registered 2 button presses of the R trigger, or not R trigger, the L trigger instead of 1. Nice. That made me feel good. That honestly made me feel good. That stuff made me feel like I was driving well enough that I could think on that level at the same time as driving. Of course, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. There's still more races to go. I got about 20-ish minutes left in the stream. Thank you all for watching, whoever's here, by the way. Yeah. That actually makes me energized, which reminds me of another thing I'm doing this week, which is going to be I'm going to volunteer with the food bank. Wish me luck for that one. I'm going to be giving people free food. I don't know what happened to him. No, I didn't mean to trick. What I say about not getting ahead of myself, huh? Well, that banana got somebody, so I'm only in second. Okay, Yoshi, player, if you can hear me back there, here's the... Ah, fuck. I was gonna say here's the strategy, but then the shock happened and nullified what the strategy was going to be. That was gonna be the strategy, is wait for a blue shell, and then just get at him. Dude, this is a scramble. Dog, what? How did he get that far in front of me in, like, 1 second? I don't get it. Wacky. Nice. Very conveniently placed mushrooms. Here's the plan. I stay in second because I'm in less danger here than I would be in first. I'd rather just stay here and not have to worry about a blue shell, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And now I can cruise. I'm playing a dangerous game with that. Yes, I slowed him down. Yeah, okay. Oh no, why'd you do that? You didn't have to do that. Dang. I shouldn't say dang. I raced pretty damn well that race. What's Reuters got in store for me? Nothing interesting. Yeah, just some shit about Nikki Haley. The usual world leaders don't give a shit about climate action. US politicians disingenuously invoking anti-Semitism, even though everyone probably hates Jewish people. Pretty standard stuff. I guess I do have something to say about anti-Semitism as it relates to American politics. The rate of anti-Semitic individuals in the United States, like the amount of people in the United States proportionally that are anti-Semitic is about the same as a lot of countries in Europe, right? Like, you know, that much isn't really different. Most people are not anti-Semitic, but some people are. Some people are very anti-Semitic. But there's one key difference, which is that the United States is like, um, there's one way in which the U.S. is different from Europe, which is that like the label of anti-Semite or allegations of anti-Semitism are absolutely toxic to your political career. Like in Europe, the potential like anti-Semitism that any politician holds on a personal level is not nearly as relevant and as potentially damning as it is in the United States. And I think it really does come down to the American involvement in World War II, but ultimately just how like the optics of the Nazis and Hitler and whatever. Um, they are the biggest bad guys that you could possibly conceive of, right? They did a whole genocide, and it's become a cultural staple in American media, rightly so, of course. That Nazis are the bad guys, you know. Um, and so as a result of that, as well as some other factors, actually kind of relating to Israel, but get to that in a second. Like, as a result of the cultural staple of Nazis being the bad guys, because we fought a war against them in some people's living memory, uh, anti-Semitism is like the worst accusation that you could have lobbed against you in politics, and I think that that's that might be for the better. Um, if it weren't for Israel doing its thing, of course, but like, I wish that were the case for many things, not just anti-Semitism, but I'm glad that exists. But like I said about Israel, is that a lot of times the sort of the uh, I guess the veneer of being pro-Jewish or at least anti-Semitism uh, is invoked disingenuously to try to uh, garner support for the state of Israel, because there's been like such a concerted effort on the part of, well, a lot of people and a lot of organizations to say Israel equals Jews and Jews equals Israel, when that's not actually true, like not even remotely. So a lot of times there's this weird game that goes on in the Senate, in Congress, in wherever really, uh, that like I'm sorry to whoever was in second there. I meant to get first with that. There's a game that goes on in Congress at times where people will be tempted to or want to speak up against Israel and against the atrocities that they've been doing. But then, like, sort of more politically establishment figures will pull the anti-Semitism card, even though there's no real anti-Semitism present. If that makes sense. Oh, cool. Come on. Ah. Because, of course, the real anti-Semites in politics usually go unpunished and not held accountable. Like, there's plenty of Republicans that have affiliated themselves or hung out with, like, far-right figures that are known to be neo-Nazis or part of an anti-Semitic organization or something like that. I mean, think about groups like Moms for Liberty, like all the genuine, like real anti-Semitism. If we're actually concerned about anti-Semitism here, which we should be, is on the right, is in the Republican Party. Um, On the Democrats' side, it's really just not there. And oftentimes when you hear the allegations of anti-Semitism against Democratic politicians, it mostly reads as they don't like that Israel is committing war crime after war crime. You know, I even remember when I think it was a couple years ago, Bernie Sanders was critical of Israel killing civilians. He's right now. I don't think he's being critical enough, but he has been critical in the past of Israel. And for once, somebody actually inadvertently gave the game away by lobbing accusations of anti-Semitism against Bernie Sanders, who of course is Jewish. And so even though I do believe that it is possible for somebody to be Jewish and still be anti-Semitic, these allegations were clearly not that. It was a disingenuous reference to identity politics at play here. And you know, and you know, for once, people treated it as ridiculously as it has always been, which is that like where you're calling Bernie an anti-Semite, a guy who's like dedicated his whole life to good policy making for, you know, the Jewish community and the Black community and like low income families and like basically every underprivileged group that we can think of. Like, yeah, no, nah. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that. I guess the Yoshi kind of failed it. Well, I guess the joke's on him because he's getting blue shell now. Here I am playing a little bit cutthroat again. Okay, what's he doing here? Ah, I see. Okay. Whoa, 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 what is going on here? Okay, that's how you do that. That's a pretty tight execution window there, I gotta say. Give me this box. Yay. Xenon, that guy's so cool. He named himself after an element on the periodic table. And by cool, I mean nerd! God damn it. Oh, I'm driving bad now. It's all because I went for that fucking shortcut. Oh, cool. Golden mushroom. Please let this not run out. I would appreciate it if it didn't run out. No, dude! Come on. Lame. Alright, give me that. Alright, get me up there. Come on. Alright, fifth. Whoops. I think I got time for one more race. Yeah, I got time for one more. Just one more, though. Please. That track is so... It's not noob unfriendly in the way that some tracks are, right? I like that it's very easily navigable for a new player. But there are certain shortcuts that you can do shroomless that I think make or break your race that noobs absolutely would not be able to do. And I don't like that very much as a track design principle. You know? Because on Wi-Fi, there are enough people that are so sweaty at the game that they'll just do that every time, make it, and win. Whereas people who are, like, into the game casually feel cheated for them, like, not knowing one thing on one of 200 custom tracks that will just win them the race. A lot of the critiques I have, I think, of custom tracks in this pack, and of this pack in general, is that in order to win, the criteria is not for you to drive better than the opponent. The criteria, like the box that you need to check in order to win races, is, do you have more obscure track knowledge than your opponent, right? You could drive like shit, but if you know the one big shortcut that you can do without a mushroom, you'll win every time. And I don't like that. Not as a matter of like, oh, it should be the player with the most skill that wins. No, I don't like that there's a way for really sweaty players to just invalidate anybody who doesn't necessarily know the track inside and out, just like immediately, right? And that's not to say you can't have track-specific knowledge that will give you, like, the upper hand in certain spots. You can have that. But I don't think it's fair for that to be so prevalent in your track that, like, doing it once nets you the whole race if the other players can't do it. You know what I mean? And that's I think how I feel about that shortcut on the other track that I just played. I don't remember the name of the track, but you know, that shortcut where you go off to the side. In fact, this track is one track where that issue is not present. Is there track knowledge? Sure. The road is slidey, and you have to know to a certain degree how to take the turns here. But most of the mushrooms require, or most of the shortcuts require that you have a mushroom. Except for that one right there. But again, that one isn't such a huge shortcut that it invalidates the rest of the racers on the course, if you take my meaning here. Oh shit, dude! I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll today. Did he get hit? He did. But he was right next to a boost panel, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I was gonna say, what does he have? It's a red shell coming for me, so I can't really... Nice! Good stream, good races. That was a tight race. See, that was a good race, and I think that's in part because of the track. I'm gonna quit the game now. So anybody out there that's making a custom track or who's evaluating custom tracks in the pack, I guess keep what I said there in mind. That, like, you don't want there to be such a big shroomless shortcut that's so difficult to do for new players. That's one of the issues I have with a lot of tracks that exist in this pack. Including one of the retro tracks, I think. Yeah. But either way, that's it for the live stream. I'm going to go back to see who of my compadres are live at the moment. Ifab is live. Alright, have fun with the Ifab. Oh, oops. I spelled raid wrong. There we go. Raid. Yeah, I know. There we go. Sick. I'll be back on Friday. In the meantime, enjoy whatever Ifab is up to. It says transgender. Very true. All right, bye.